Hello and good morning and welcome back to the channel where we have yet another cinema trip. There's actually going to be a lot of cinema trips this month. So welcome back to the Cinevlog. What you want? What you want? What you want? Do you want food? Is that why you're being a little bitch? So yeah, as I was saying, welcome back to the Cinevlogs, where, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I am of course going to see the new Thunderbolts film. Now, I am actually filming this on a Saturday instead of the day that the movie comes out. Why? Well, because unfortunately, I had things that I had to do on the Friday, so I had to give up something in order to get some things done. So I am now going to feed this crying little bitch of a cat so he can shut the fuck up. Okay, so Oliver has been fed, so I'm going to the first showing at noon. It is going on to 10:30. But it's also Saturday, which means I should be theoretically by now watching the latest episode of Doctor Who, which you would have seen my review for on Saturday. However, the places that I go to watch the episode have not updated with for the latest episode yet, unfortunately. So that is painting me with a bit of a conundrum. That being that because I am going to the noon showing, I will have to wait. I can either check, see what the next available time to see the movie is, because it doesn't necessarily have to be noon, and then wait for the episode to come, watch it, review it, and then kill time before needing to go into the cinema, because if I still go for 12, I will be wanting to leave probably by 20 past 11 to get in, get my ticket, and, go watch the movie. So I do not know. I do not know what I'm going to do, so let me go have a look and see when the next showing is after 12. Okay, so I'm not long home from going to see Thunderbolts. So this is the review portion of the video, but I will be covering some light spoilers for the most part. But when I go to talk about obviously the post-credit scenes and towards the end of the film, then that's when I'll be more focusing on heavy spoilers. So you have been warned if you have not gone to see it yet. So what did I think of Thunderbolts? I liked it. It's definitely, like, the past couple of Marvel movies I have enjoyed, including the ones that not a lot of people have enjoyed. Like, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania when I first started doing these cinema trip vlogs. I enjoyed Captain America 4 2 months ago when that came out. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie. A really good ensemble cast as well. I do have one gripe with it though, and that is how they handled a particular character. So, I'm not going to go into, like I said, too many details, but basically, my main issue with the film, which is why on my letterboxd I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, is how they handled Taskmaster. Because I watched one trailer for this movie, and that's something that I tend to do really, is I watch one trailer for a movie and then I avoid everything else about it, any extra trailers and what have you, because I want to just see the one trailer, see if I like it or not, and then I'll go see the movie and then form my opinion on that. Because, trailers nowadays spoil an awful lot. And it sucks when it does that. Like, I know it's not really Marvel related, but Doctor Who, the last Christmas special that just gone, a lot of the clips that were shown in the trailer for Joy to the World was all of Nicola Coughlin's character for that episode being just for in that one episode. But anyway, yeah. So literally, as soon as we see that, where all of our Thunderbolts are starting to meet up, John Walker, Ghost, Yelena, and then we also get introduced to Bob as well, Sentry Bob, and they all start fighting each other because they've all been sent to kill. They have specific targets that they have to kill, and yeah, the ghost basically kills Taskmaster straight away, and I was so pissed at that because I was hoping for a Taskmaster redemption arc after how the character was handled from Black Widow back in 2020, um, which is wild that it's 5 years ago now since Black Widow came out during the pandemic. And not only just that, but the fact that a lot of these characters have not been seen in a while. Like I know Yelena, like I think, and then John Walker. It's only been like maybe 2 years. Like 2023 was when Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Hawkeye came out. Something around there, 22, 23. So it has not been that long. But when it comes to the likes of Taskmaster and Ghost, it has. It's been 5 years since those 5, 6 years since those characters were last seen. Because again, I liked the second Ant-Man film, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I keep almost wanting to say Quantum Mania there but I have to stop myself. But I really enjoyed Ghost as a character, and I'm glad. I still enjoyed Ghost in this film. I enjoyed every character in this, especially the Red Guardian. I really enjoyed that his character, and especially when it comes to one of the post-credit scenes, which again I will talk about in a little bit. Now, the whole theme arc of this, I have to give massive props for the fact that they delved into a lot of darker, more serious tones, centered around depression, and how you handle that, because Yelena, when she's talking with Sentinel Bob, or Sentry Bob, I keep going to say Sentinel Bob, but it's Sentry Bob, and he's like, well, how do you handle, all these dark feelings? He's like, well, you just push it down, and you ignore it, which is not a healthy coping mechanism. And it's still a mechanism that I unfortunately do from time to time, as I'm sure a lot of people do. And yes, I know that the fact that, again, major spoiler alert here for if you have not seen the film, if you've made it this far, that the way the Void is beaten is through the power of friendship. A real Yu-Gi-Oh moment, there for those who know that basically the entire first uh, Yu-Gi-Oh anime is all about the power of friendship, and all that, and that's literally how the Void is dealt with in this movie. But it's also really, really handled well. Like I know I joke about it being like, oh, it's the power of friendship that won it, but it's really more so to say to Bob that, he's not actually alone anymore, because that's how he felt. They delved into his backstory a little bit. They didn't show like a whole lot, but we've seen enough to know, what why he has these down moments. And it's not until Miss Fontaine was experimenting on him to try and create their new superhero. That's what allowed him to be linked to the Void. And I thought that looked cool. The whole the Void look to him looked really, really well, especially the sending people to the Void. It kind of, again, going harking back to Yu-Gi-Oh here, it kind of reminded me of the darkness from season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh GX, where the darkness would send people to basically the darkness, to the Void. So that's something that I clocked immediately. But also Bucky, really, I love Bucky. He had his own Terminator style appearance in the end of the first half of the film, going into the second half, where he's on that motorcycle, all badass, taking out the convoy, and then immediately once he gets his hand on a shotgun, I was like, okay, yeah, that's calling back to Terminator 2. I see what you did there, filmmakers. But I enjoyed it, and I think a lot of people will enjoy this film as a whole. Uh, so now it's time to talk about the two post-credit scenes. So the first post-credit scene, again, spoilers. This is your chance to click off if you do not want to know. Well, the first one you can get away with it. It's not really important. It's a gag, and that basically is throughout the entire movie. The Red Guardian is talking about these Avengers, because it's revealed that the Thunderbolts are the new Avengers. Because that's why it has the asterisk there. Because at the end it's called, they got the new name of the new Avengers. And I think when it comes to a physical release, they might call it Thunderbolts: The New Avengers, or something like that. Have the New Avengers tagline for it. And of course, they end up on cereal boxes, specifically Wheaties. And he's there prowling around the supermarket, and trying to say, oh, be like, oh, that's me. I'm on the cereal box. You want to buy it now, don't you? You want, and it goes, no. It's a funny scene. It's a very, very funny scene. But then this the second and the main important post credit scene is, they're still at Avenger Tower, which I know, like, it was mentioned that, oh, we're finally going to find out who owns Avenger Tower. I fucking knew that before going into it. I'm pretty sure, like, it was common knowledge that Fontaine owns Avengers Tower. I could be wrong on that, but I was like, they're like, when I was like, oh, who owns Avengers Tower? Like, it's clearly Fontaine. I could be the only one that just figured that out instantly, but let me know in the comments below. But yeah, the second post credit scene is we see these new Avengers, the new looks of it. Which I do like. I definitely do like. But not only that, we get word that Captain America, Anthony Mackie's Captain America, Sam Wilson, is not a fan of this version of the Captain America, or not Captain America, of the Avengers. And so he's probably going to start setting up his own Avengers team. And so he's looking to copyright the trademark the Avengers. So there's a bit like, Bucky went to talk to him, but there's the ill blood there now from that. We also, throughout the movie, we actually do get a reference to Harrison Ford's Red Hulk from Brave New World. And then it turns out that at the end of the film, we see the Fantastic Four enter into the MCU properly. In what is being, they like to, in the movie they refer to as Earth 616, but it's really Earth 1999. But still, it's setting up for Fantastic Four, but kind of also spoils. But we knew that was like they had to end up in our main universe somehow. So it kind of spoils it, but it kind of does not at the same time. but I still enjoyed it. So let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I will see you back here again. Because like I said, I'm going to be doing quite a few cinema trips. You know, by the time next week, I plan to let's see, in the next 2 weeks actually, I should say, because I'll be going to see Final Destination Bloodline. So obviously I will be making a cinema trip vlog out of that. And then at the end of the month will be Karate Kid Legends. And then the next day after that, or rather the next night, maybe even going into Sunday, I will be going to see the series finale of Doctor Who in cinema. So quite a lot of cinema trips happening for me this month. It would have been one more if I decided to go see the live action Lilo and Stitch, which I think does look really good from the one trailer that I have seen. But I think I'm gonna have to give leeway, somewhere. I can wait for that to go on streaming before I give that one a gander. But with the likes of Thunderbolts, I kind of wanted to, because I still want to keep up with most of the projects from Marvel that I'm going to see them in cinema. But yeah, that is going to wrap us up. I'll see you all on Friday for another book review, where I'm going to be reviewing books 4, 5, and 6 of the Saga of Darren Shan. So I'll catch you all on Friday for that one. But as I said, the 19th is when I will be back for the next cinema vlog. So I'll catch you all on the next upload.